Hello, and welcome to Mrs. Quintas Message Mondays, the part of biology where you get a message from Mrs. Quintas. I'll be your host, Mrs. Quintas, for these messages. You should be receiving one every week. You might be saying to yourself, hey, it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. This whole starting school on Tuesday thing is really messing with my alliteration. So just pretend that it's Monday. You may also be saying to yourself, hey, why isn't my biology teacher, Mrs. Quintas, here when I'm supposed to be learning biology on the first day of school? Hopefully after I make some introductions that will also make sense to you. So allow me to introduce my family and a little bit about myself. If you're ever walking around Fayetteville and you run into the most intelligent, good-looking, funny man you've ever met. Oh, hey, there he is. You've probably met Mr. Quintas. You should probably introduce yourself to him. And if you're ever walking around Fayetteville and you see the furriest, cutest dog, come here, Steve. Come here, buddy. Come here. You may have met Steve, my dog. He's pretty great and pretty smart. So that's Steve the dog. Also a cool part of my family. And last but not least, this is baby Josephina right here. Hopefully soon you'll get to meet her, and hopefully she'll be cuter than what she is right now. So she is actually the reason that I'm not there with you today or this week or probably for a few weeks, because she's supposed to arrive at any moment. Hopefully by the next time we do a Mrs. Quintas Message Monday, you'll get to meet a squirming little baby rather than a huge bump. So thank you for your patience with me as I spend some time loving my family well. I love teaching, I love biology, I love LCA. I've taught at some pretty awful schools, and I can tell you that LCA is a really special place, so I look forward to teaching there this year. So thank you very much for your patience while I stay at home with my family for a while. I have been praying for you guys already, and I'm really excited to get back whenever things at home settle down a little bit. You may be asking yourself, how is this going to work if my biology teacher isn't actually here to teach me? We are going to be using a lot of web resources to get you guys through the first few weeks of biology, and Mr. Eiding and Mr. Gafkin are going to be kind of your guides in the classroom, and I'm going to be sending a lot of really good quality bio web resources your way through a website called Edmodo. It's a pretty great website. Mr. Eiding and Mr. Gafkin will get you guys signed up for that. Tomorrow, I believe you're going to the lab to do that, so they're going to get you signed up for that, and that's a platform that I'll use to send you guys videos and notes and all sorts of good stuff. Some of them I will make, some of them I'll pull from the web and use from other authors. So that's primarily how you're going to get a lot of your topical information, and then Mr. Eiding and Gafkin will be there to help guide you through the class and get you connected with Edmodo. Let's see, what else? Edmodo is a lot like Facebook, so a lot of you guys should be really comfortable with it. It's pretty easy to use. This site is absolutely vital. It's not optional, so you're going to have to sign up for it. And we'll actually use this all year long. Even when I come back, we'll use it because it's really helpful for whenever I have to be gone or you miss class for something. It'll be vital for that. And it's just a nice place to keep all of our resources. So get excited. Edmodo is going to be really fun to use and actually a really valuable resource I think you'll find. Let's see. I'd also like to go over some rules and rhythms for biology class. I don't have a lot of rules. I like to keep it simple. I have 3 rules. So let me just tell you what they are. The first one is to come prepared. And that means come with all of the stuff that you need for biology, and it also means to come ready to learn and with a good attitude. So I just need you to come to class prepared to learn a little bit of biology and to work hard. My second rule is be respectful of people and resources. So that means teachers, that means your fellow classmates, or whatever human is in the room that you come across. We need to be respectful of people and resources. There's actually a lot of equipment in the lab, so we don't want to be wasteful with it, and we want to take care of that kind of stuff. And some of the stuff is kind of dangerous. We won't get into a lot of dangerous equipment this year in biology, but certainly this year and next year you'll be introduced to a little bit of scientific equipment that should be respected. So come prepared, be respectful of people and resources. And the last thing is show me effort. So for some of you, a lot of effort may mean that you're working really hard and you end up with a C. Then that's great. Show me that effort if that's what you're capable of. For others of you, showing me effort looks like you get 98% in my class and you work really hard. So whatever that looks like for you, and I'm going to get to know you guys better and better the longer I teach you. So hopefully I'll be really familiar really soon with what effort looks like from each of you. So show up prepared, respect people, and show me effort in class, and we'll get along just fine. So those are my rules. Some of the rhythms in biology, we have a lot of weekly things that are happening. Probably after I come back, we won't have to do Mrs. Quintas Message Mondays because I'll be there. But actually, every Wednesday we have Critter of the Week Wednesday, where I introduce you guys to an interesting critter, whether that be a plant or animal or fungus or one of those creatures that you didn't even know the classification existed. We'll be talking about an interesting critter in the living world on Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, we'll actually be watching videos just to pique your interest in science. It won't necessarily always be related to biology, but we'll be talking about interesting things like how to get yourself out of quicksand if you find yourself in quicksand and things like that. So those will be our sci-fi videos on Friday. So those are just a couple of the rhythms that we have. Another really important daily rhythm that I'd like to talk to you guys about are bell ringers. So bell ringers will be on the whiteboard to your right hand side. Every day when you come into class, there should be a little agenda that kind of explains what we're going to be doing for the day, just a general outline. And under that will be 2 to 3 questions that shouldn't take you very long to answer. These will be questions that you will need to write down. You'll have to actually write down the question and then write down your answer, and then we'll go through those at the very beginning of class. This gives the teacher a chance to take attendance and do a few things while you guys get settled in, and it also gives us a chance to review whatever we went over yesterday and get your brain warmed up for class. So those bell ringers are also really important because often I take those bell ringer questions and I use them for the test. So they're really important, vital questions that you need to know the answers to. So that will be an everyday thing. You'll need to come in, open up your notebook, write down the bell ringer questions, and then write down the answers. And Mr. Eiding and Gafkin will get you started on those, and those will become more topical as we get deeper into biology. So the bell ringers, Critter of the Week, Sci-Fi. Let me just mention notebook. I'll explain your notebooks a little bit more in another message probably, because this one's getting a little bit long. So your notebook will be for your bell ringers. It will be for notes that you're taking. It will be for any handouts, and then anything that I grade and give back to you, you're going to need to put in your notebook. So I do think that those 3-ring binders work the best for notebooks. That way you can separate them into bell ringers, and then have, you know, all of your things. If we're going to study a unit on genetics, you'll be able to keep all of your genetic stuff together in a separated section there. I think that's the best way to organize your notebook. So go ahead and start looking for a binder if you don't have one yet, and loose leaf paper. So anyways, that's notebooks. We'll go over more of those details a little bit later next week. I think that's about it for now. Mr. Eiding is going to take you through some safety stuff and a personal interest survey, which will really help me get to know you guys really well. I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit more about myself. Mr. Eiding is going to introduce himself and let you guys know a little bit more about who he is. And then he's going to take you through that safety contract and a personal interest survey, which will really help me, especially since I'm not getting to know you guys right away. That personal interest survey helps me to get to know you guys and kind of what this year is going to look like on you guys' end. So please be honest on that, and don't leave anything blank. One last thing, I want to leave you all with a joke, because I think that's important. So why can't T-Rex do push-ups? T-Rex push-ups. Why can't he do them? I bet you guys are thinking, his arms are too short. No, it's because he's dead. Happy Mrs. Quintas Message Mondays. Have a good day, folks.